Welcome. Today we're going to be learning about two-step equations, which, as you might have guessed, are equations that we're going to solve using two main steps. And our goal with two-step equations is to solve something like this for the one value of x that would make it true. So this is the two-step equation we're going to use as an example. But first, before we get started with that, we're going to need to recall something that we learned last week in our lesson about inverse operations. Can anybody tell me something that you remember about inverse operations? Sophie?
I think they do the opposite.
Yeah, so inverse operations are something that we can use in math to help us undo something that's been done. For example, subtraction undoes addition, and they're opposites of each other. So our first step here is to undo any addition and subtraction. And as I said, we're looking for the value of x that makes this equation true, and I see two main things that are kind of standing in our way between where we're at now and where we're trying to get. So the first thing is this plus 3, and the second is this 2. So let's deal with the plus 3 first. So using our knowledge of inverse operations, can we think of what operation we should do to undo a plus 3? So we have some addition here, and let's think in our heads. Let's not say it out loud quite yet, but just think for a second, how will we undo this? What operation should we use? So on the count of 3, I'm gonna count down, and you will share what you think the answer is all out loud. We'll all say it at once, okay? Ready? Everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, subtraction. Yeah, so subtraction or minus 3 is what we want to do here. So let's write that up here on the board. We're gonna do that to both sides of the equation, and this is really important because we wanna make sure the equation stays balanced. So on the left side here, the plus 3 and the minus 3, they cancel each other out, so that's going to be gone. On the other side, we know 15 minus 3 is 12, and then this 2x keeps coming down with us. So now our equation is just 2x equals 12. So our next step is to undo any division or multiplication. So now, let's think. We have some multiplication here with this 2x. What inverse operation are we going to want to use to undo 2 multiplied by x? So same thing as last time, let's just think in our heads for a second. And then I'm gonna have you guys this time turn to the person next to you and just share really quickly what you think the inverse of this multiplication will be. Okay, so go ahead and share. Great. So on the count of 3, just like we did last time, everybody can say out loud at the same time, we'll all say it together, what they think the inverse of this multiplication will be. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1,
Division.
Yes, okay. So now we want to divide by 2 here to undo the multiplication. And just like last time, this canceled out, and we have to do it to the other side, of course. So now we have 12 divided by 2, which we know is 6. And look at that. We found that x equals 6. So if I told you that it was 2 steps, I'm sorry, because there is a third step actually. This one is optional, but highly recommended to check your work. We're going to plug this x equals 6 back into our original equation to make sure we haven't made any math errors along the way. All right, so we have 2 times 6, which was our answer, plus 3 equals 15. 2 times 6, we know is 12, plus 3 equals 15. We get 15 equals 15, and that checks out. So now you know how to solve a 2-step equation. All right, class, now that we've learned how to solve 2-step equations, I have a little song and dance for us to remember, so just repeat after me. Okay, 2-step equations, we're not scared.
2-step equations, we're not scared.
We can solve for x, we're quite aware.
We can solve for x, we're quite aware.
This is step 1, we can't let x hide.
This is step 1, we can't let x hide.
Add or subtract the constants to the other side.
Add or subtract the constants to the other side.
Step 2 now, we're halfway there.
Step 2 now, we're halfway there.
Multiply or divide across the equal sign.
Multiply or divide across the equal sign.
2 steps conquered, x is alone.
2 steps conquered, x is alone.
Equation is solved, our math skills have grown.
Equation is solved, our math skills have grown.
Yeah!